that warm reception, the wonderful introduction. Thank you. Two simple words we use. How many times have you used them today, this week, this month, in your lifetime? Thank you. All those simple words that can hold a great power of perspective when put together with other teachings that we have as Haudenosaunee people. I'm an Onondaga of the Haudenosaunee people, or people of the Longhouse, and we have a great perspective on giving thanks in all of our traditional teachings and who we are as a people. Have you ever had those opportunities or regrets of not being able to thank somebody or tell them how much you love them before it was too late? Or on the flip side of that, the euphoria of being with like-minded people doing amazing things and being part of something greater than yourself? Be put in a perspective of thanks and of gratitude allows us to appreciate much more in life. Allows us to see the simple things. And as Haudenosaunee people, we're taught that from the moment we're born. And the foundation of that is the words that come before all else, or what we call our Ganonyo, our Thanksgiving address. And when we do that, we're taught to do that when we wake up, we're taught to do that when we put ourselves to sleep at night, and we do it when we gather as people. And when we recite that Thanksgiving, we go verse by verse, and the first one we start with is the people. Because anytime we gather as people, it's a sacred time. If you can imagine from the moment you were born and all of our life's journeys that brought us to this exact point in time, it was meant to be. It's a sacred time, a special time. Our life's journeys have now crossed. And so we recognize that. We recognize that you got here. We give thanks for that. Every day there's accidents in this world that could have delayed you or put you in haste or put you in the hospital. So we're thankful that you arrived safely. We recognize that there's those that you've left behind, whether at home or coworkers or classmates that aren't here with you, that might have been weighing on your mind. You might have been concerned about them, worried about their health or something else in their lives. And so we acknowledge that and we leave that there so we can appreciate the time we have together. And when we do this, after every verse, we say, we now bring our minds together as one, and we give thanks to all of creation. And then we continue. We go from the ground up. We give thanks to our Mother Earth. We give thanks to the waters. We give thanks to the fishes in the waters. We give thanks to the grasses and the plant life, those that give us our sustenance, like our three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, or those that give us our medicines, like strawberries, or our sacred tobacco that we use to send our words up to the Creator. We give thanks to the animal world, the two-legged, four-legged, and winged, those of the insect world. We give thanks to the trees. And when our speakers do this in length, and it could be lengthy, they'll actually acknowledge each individual tree for what its role is and what it's intended to do and how it gives us not only shade and firewood and shelter for the animals. They really go through it in great detail. But there's a lot of trees outside this beautiful campus. And how many of you, as you walked in, stopped to just recognize them? That without those trees giving us oxygen, without them taking our CO2 and giving us oxygen back, we don't breathe, we don't live. But yet we walk by them and don't give them any sign of respect or acknowledgement. So as we go through, we'll give thanks to our grandfathers, the thunders, the rains. We give thanks to the four winds, that of the west that brings change. We give thanks to our grandmother, the moon, our eldest brother, the sun, the celestial beings in the sky. Give thanks to our four spirit guides and protectors, the enlightened teachers that guide us and protect us on our way. And we'll give thanks to the Creator for all of creation. And the speaker that usually does this in a traditional format will then pause and say, for those of you that are gathered with us, that you give thanks for anything that you feel is important in your life to be acknowledged and recognized, that you give thanks to it in your own way. And then finally, we'll bundle our minds together as one, and we give thanks, and then we can go about to conduct the business we're intended to do. Whether that's a social or a fun time or a business meeting, if you will, it puts us in that perspective and starts the beginning of what we call creating good minds. And the other aspect of that is in our ceremonial cycles, all of our ceremonial cycles, and our traditional leaders won't say it as a religion, they talk about it as a way of life, a way of thinking, a perspective that's supposed to guide us each and every day. And when we give thanks in our ceremonies, it might be for things like the strawberry. We follow the planting cycle. So when the wild strawberries come up, we pause what we're doing as a people, we come together, and we gather to give thanks and acknowledgement that wild strawberries are still doing what they were originally intended to do. And there's a prophecy with our wild strawberries, not the ones you get in the store, the store-bought ones, but the wild strawberries. When there's no more, that's going to be the end of time for us. So when we see them, we want to gather and give thanks, because it means we have another year left on earth. And when we are really thankful for all of what we have in the world, it puts us in a perspective of abundance. It allows us to see that there's enough for everybody. And it allows us to be in this perspective of gratitude, which humbles us and grounds us and puts us in that good frame of mind. When we tie that into our teachings around 7 generations, that we're taught that every action we take, we have to be mindful 7 generations out. That every action and decision we make has to ensure their well-being. Just as we look back 7 generations, we give thanks for those that came before us. And that intergenerational thinking also plays part of the good mind, because it's not just about the now, it's about the legacy that was left us and that what we have to leave for our future generations. And so, when you put this perspective in more common terms, I say with my son, we have to be thankful for the presents, that they're still there doing what they're intended to do, and the gifts, the presents that they're there, and the presents, the gifts that they're giving us in all of what they're intended to do. And I kind of translate it with him, and I feel kind of bad about saying this sometimes, but I tell him when somebody gives him a gift, whether it's a birthday gift or some other gift or does something nice for them, I tell them to say thank you and to appreciate that, because that's the only way that the person giving that to you can understand how much you value and appreciate that. If you got something given to you that you really need and you just sort of disregarded it as, and took it for granted, the person giving that to you might not see you as appreciating that enough to give it to you again. So in all of creation, we're supposed to honor those gifts that are given to us. And when we go back and think about not only those 7 generations, and we tie that into our great law of peace, of what our peacemaker came to us and gave us the ideas of peace, power, and righteousness, that the power or the righteousness is seeing good in each other, and the power or the peace is harmony and balance with every living thing and with each other. The power is the coming together of those good minds, a gathering of those good minds. And the way the peacemaker demonstrated that to us is he went to the strongest warrior in the village and he gave them an arrow. And when I do this for like school kids, I use pencils. And I'll go to the strongest kid in the class and I'll say, break this pencil. And of course, after a little effort, they do, just like the warrior did. And then that peacemaker bundled 5 arrows together, which signified the original 5 nations of our Haudenosaunee Confederacy. The Senecas, Cayugas, Onondagas, Oneidas, and Mohawks. The Tuscaroras came up in the 1700s to join and become the 6th nation of the Confederacy. But when he bundled those 5 arrows together and gave it to that same warrior, he couldn't. He couldn't break it. And of all my demonstrations I did with kids, there was only one girl in high school that broke it. And ruined my presentation, but was very impressed nonetheless. But when the peacemaker gave us that simple teaching, it showed us that we're stronger together when bounded with good minds than we could be separately. That we can do more together than we could apart. And when we put our minds together, it's a gathering of good minds. It's like drops of water coming together to form a pool, a body of water. And when that pool moves together in the same direction, in a positive direction, it could be a powerful force of change. It's a movement that can do good in the community, much like the Colorado River flowing through the Grand Canyon or our mighty Niagara Falls just down the river. It's a powerful force of change when we gather with good minds. I know for us as Haudenosaunee people, it's supposed to put that perspective of balance and harmony. It gives us a healthier frame of mind to see the goodness in each other. My mom always used to tell me, you have to have a good mind and a strong heart. And so, far too often we fail to see those opportunities to recognize others in our lives, those that gave us gifts just by being with us and touching us or teaching us. I'm reminded when I had a corporate career when I was younger, I worked out in Colorado, and our group had a training session at one of these resort conferences, and at the morning break we went out and got our coffee and everything else, and down the hall there was another group and they were kind of laughing and everything else, having a good time. Some people kind of intermix, oh, where are you from, what are you doing, that sort of thing. But when we came out during lunch, it was kind of chaotic down there. There's ambulances and a fire truck and a lot of chaos going down their end of the hall. And they said one of their coworkers had a medical emergency. So we went back in our session. When we came back out for the afternoon break, it was real somber, because they just got notified that the coworker had died of a heart attack. And you heard them say numerous times, multiple people, geez, what a really good guy he was. I just wish he knew how much he meant to me. Yet, in everyday life, we don't always take those opportunities to let those people know that their life here on earth has purpose and meaning. If nothing else, to ourselves, what they've given us. And I was so thankful for the opportunity I had with my mom. I lost her a few years ago. But the year before, I was sitting, I dropped my son off. She watched all the grandkids, and I dropped my son off at my sister's house. And as she was making breakfast for them, I had a few moments, so I sat down and talked. And I just looking at her and reflected all the wonderful gifts that she gave me, and I was able to tell her. And when she passed, I had a great feeling of fulfillment that I was able to share with her what she meant to me. Of course, that morning she shed some tears because we don't share it enough. We don't take the time to appreciate the very simple things in life. And so, this power of coming together with good minds has a great opportunity to reduce conflict in the world, because if there's enough, if we see that there's enough, if we can work together, we can even get more. It puts a perspective of bringing us together with those bundled arrows. It's the same concept that created the United States of America. If you look on the back of a dollar, you'll see a U.S. emblem, and on that emblem is an eagle, and in its left talon you'll see 13 arrows bundled. And that's because Benjamin Franklin and others had sat with our councils and learned with these concepts. When they went back to Philadelphia, they kind of forgot we're a matrilineal society and women ruled the world, but, eventually that came to be. But our perspectives were part of the founding of the United States. The United States, all the 13 colonies could have been different countries just like Europe and Africa, but they became the United States of America by learning that concept. They're stronger together than we are separately. And so, you could see the power. I tell my son this too, that when you surround yourself with good people, good things happen. He's a freshman in high school now, and I got to remind him of that. You surround yourself with bad people, bad things are going to happen. Surround yourself with good people, good things happen. And that perspective of gratitude and thinking intergenerationally and understanding the power of the collective can create amazing things, as simple as those concepts are. You look at leaders like Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King Jr., they saw the best in everybody, even though they might have been being beaten themselves. They saw the goodness at the very basic human level. And those movements attracted other people to them, and that you saw this great change that happened because of that. Very simple idea of being in a perspective of giving thanks. There's an interconnectedness amongst us that we often don't recognize as well. When we often meet as Native people, a lot of times you'll see us sit in a circle, and that's so this energy that binds us and connects us together can flow freely from us to each other. There's nothing to impede it. Or you'll see some Native people, they'll smudge the air with cedar or sweetgrass or sage to cleanse the air so this energy can flow between us. And this energy, you know and you feel it already. When you walk in a room and somebody doesn't like you or is not listening to you, you can sense that, you can feel that. Or when you're in love or somebody's in love with you, you can feel that attention, that excitement. It's like a heat lamp being put on you. You can feel that love and attention. Or if they fall out of love with you, the coldness of that lamp being put away and that attention being put somewhere else. So you can feel this energy. And it's really just atoms, atoms that are touching in my heart, that are touching atoms in my blood, that touch atoms in my skin, that touch atoms in the air, they touch atoms to each and every one of you. And when we align ourselves with good minds, we're able to connect at a very basic human level. We're able to see the good in each other. We're able to see the power of collective. We're able to be thankful for the wonderful gifts and know that we might not have everything we want, but we have a lot of the things we need. A challenge to you tonight, when you put your head to your pillow, is to really give thought to the things that you have to be thankful for in your world. The fact that you got up, that you had another day of life, that you most likely had a roof over your head, clothes on your body, food available for you to eat. Because far too often, many people in our community don't have those very basic things. You might be thankful because on the way in, or before you left, just seeing the smile of your child, or on the way in, hearing a song that reminded you of someone you loved or was important to you who's maybe far away or has passed on, or learning new knowledge or meeting new friends. We have a lot to be thankful for. And when we ground ourselves in that perspective, we could do amazing things. And when you take the time to give those unexpected thank yous, that's how you get remembered. You know, I used to be a personal coach too, and I used to tell my clients, it's not what happens to us that defines who we are. It's what we do after things happen to us that defines who you are. If you get kicked down and knocked down and you curl up on a baby and cry, it's not the fact you got kicked down, it's the people who remember you curling up like a baby and crying. But if you get yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going, that's how people are going to remember you. Being in a perspective of appreciation and gratitude and expressing that, people will remember you, and they'll want to be attached to you. And if we can keep our good minds collectively together, we could do more than we could apart. So with that, I say, Nyamagoa, thank you very much.